Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mana Cave. My name is Ed.
I'm Travis.
And we are continuing on today with the Planeswalker Deck Showdown. This is a match between easily the best blue-based Planeswalker deck they've ever created. I don't mean to build it up too much, but that is just the facts. And the Chandra deck, which is great. No, it's a great deck.
Not being built up at all.
Having a great red Planeswalker deck is way easier than getting an actually decent blue Planeswalker deck. And this is a decent blue one. So, I mean, that one's good. It's just that this is an anomaly. This blue one here is an anomaly. Now, I'm not saying it's going to beat the Chandra deck, because the Chandra deck's going to be a tough bit of competition to beat. But still. Now, whoever wins this one may not necessarily advance to the finals of this season. Basically, Vivian's deck was the odd deck out. She hadn't had a chance to play. I wanted to still put her into Season 3 because I didn't want Season 3 to go on for another year. The winner of this match is going to face Vivian. Whoever wins that is going to move on to the finals. Anyways, Travis.
Yo.
You have never played this because I believe Steve was the one who piloted this particular deck in the previous match with her, right?
Yes.
So, but red is pretty much in your wheelhouse. You like playing a lot of red.
I do.
I like playing a lot of blue. Did you have to mulligan?
I didn't. An argument could have been made, but I didn't in the end.
I'm sure the folks at home will judge you fairly based on your decision as they're looking at your opening hand. And as you can see from my opening hand, I had a mulligan not once but twice, so I am down to 5 cards. But I don't think it's not bad considering I have to be at 5 cards. So, Travis,
You.
we have not determined who's going to go first. I almost forgot what we were doing. So we're going to roll to see who goes first. 7. 10. So you are going to get to go first. I will allow you to go first. I was going to say I passed the turn to you.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh my goodness. We're so loopy tonight. Anyways, I eagerly await your play.
Mountain, go.
Okay.
I thumped the table more than I intend to there, but I want to be dramatic.
I will play an island, and I'm going to pass turn to you.
Well, if you had a 1-drop, I'd just been mad. Draw for turn, play another mountain, and unfortunately pass.
Pass, okay.
Yeah.
So I will draw now, and I'm going to play an island, and I am going to pass the turn to you.
It's blue.
But it's a blue Planeswalker deck, so you don't have to worry about counterspells, because that would be crazy.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Maybe there are counterspells in that. I did play a 3rd mountain.
You did.
So I will then tap 3.
Okay.
To play Chandra's Spitfire. It's a 1/3 flyer. Whenever an opponent is dealt non-combat damage, Chandra's Spitfire gets +3 to end that turn.
Oh, nice.
That resolves?
That resolves.
I don't know. The Essence Scatter, I think, is in standard, not the standard deck. There's no haste here, so I just passed you. But it's a 1/3 flyer.
On your end step, I'm tapping 2, and I'm going to flash out Brineborn Cutthroat. It's a 2/1 Merfolk Pirate. As I mentioned, it has flash, so that means I can cast a spell anytime I can cast an instant. And whenever I cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Brineborn Cutthroat. Alrighty, so now I'm going to untap. And draw. I'm going to play an island. Can't swing in, because that'd be just crazy go nuts talk. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to cast Cloudkin Seer. It's a 2/1 flyer, and when it enters the battlefield, I get to draw a card. So I'm going to draw a card.
Flyer.
I'm now going to pass the turn to you.
Flyer, pants and flyer. Untap. Draw. Play a Mountain. We'll tap for 4 to cast the Wildfire Elemental.
Okay.
So whenever an opponent is dealt non-combat damage, creatures I control get +1/+0 until the end of turn.
Nice.
I could swing in with that, and you probably just wouldn't block. And then you can attack for 2. So I'm actually going to pass the turn to you here.
Pass the turn, okay.
Pass the turn. It's not cool, but it is what it is.
I'm going to play an island. I mean, I'm in a similar situation. There's no point in me attacking. So I'm just going to pass turn to you.
Dang it. Untap. Draw. Okay. I'm going against some better natures here, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to tap 1
Okay.
to cast Shock.
Okay.
Now, if I target Ed, he becomes a 3/3 flyer, and he becomes actually a 4/3 flyer, and he becomes a 4/3, just regular dude.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can clear 1 blocker out of the way. You know what I'm going to do? Just because this is against my better nature, and seems to be this way the deck wants to be built, is I'm going to target you for Shock.
Okay. I'm going to take 2, so I'm down to 18.
Okay. So I have dealt non-combat damage to a player.
Yes.
So this is now a 4/3, and this is a 4/3. Flying, no flying.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this one's not flying, right?
Yeah, flying, no flying. Yeah. Then I'm going to go to combat.
Okay.
Guessing you have bounce, though.
So you're going to swing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Pre-blocks, I'm going to tap for 4. And I'm going to cast Celestial Messenger. It's got flash, so I can cast it now. It's flying, and it gets +1/+1 as long as I control a Yanling Planeswalker. I do not. But because I'm casting a spell on your turn, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on Brineborn Cutthroat. I'm now going to move to blocks.
Okay.
And I'm going to put this 3/2 in front of your 4/3. And I'm putting this 3/2 in front of your 3/3.
Okay.
4/3, sorry.
I'm going to tap 1 because you have infuriated me.
Yeah.
So target creature can get +3/+2. What do I want to keep? You know, because this is going to trade. Well, they'll both trade.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to keep him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I want to keep him.
Okay. So damage goes through. I lose both my creatures.
There's no trample.
And you just lose 1.
1 and infuriate. And I am infuriated. that I am.
And so you should be.
And I pass to you.
Pass to me? Okay. Oops. I'm going to play an island. Oh, boy. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and move to combat.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing in.
Fair swing.
Yeah.
Drop 2 down to 18.
And I'm going to pass turn to you.
You and your... Untap. Draw. What the? Okay, that's something new. I'll go to combat.
Yes. Swinging for 3?
Swing for 3.
Shenanigans?
No shenanigans.
Then I'm down to 15.
Then I will tap for 3 for another Chandra Spitfire.
Okay.
Same one we saw before. That was the reason why I chose that one. And that passed you.
On your end step, I'm going to tap for 1 to flash out the Spectral Sailor. It's a 1/1 with flash. It's got flying and pay 3 and 1 blue, draw a card.
I've seen that one before.
I'm then going to pay 4, including 1 blue, to draw a card. Okay. My turn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to play an island. I'm then, on my first main phase, I'm going to tap for 2, and I'm going to cast Winged Words. Now, there was a bit of an uproar, Travis. You may not know this. There was a bit of uproar in the comment section the last time I played the Mu Yanling deck because I had this card, Winged Words, and I misread it. It is, this spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a creature with flying. I misread it as, this costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with flying. A lot of people got upset about that. Some people were just like, oh, by the way, you made an understandable mistake. Other people, not so much. Anyways, draw 2 cards. So I'm going to draw 2 cards.
That's solid.
Now you've got a 1/3 attack. Okay, well, I'm going to pass the turn to you.
4 mana. Untap. Draw. Come on. Okay. I'm going to tap 2 to play the Ember Hauler. I can pay 1. Is a 2/2 goblin. Pay 1, sacrifice it. It deals 2 damage to any target.
Okay.
So, similar situation as last time. I can right off the bat hit that, deal 2 damage to you.
Yeah.
He will become a 4/3. He will become a 3/3.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. So you're going to do 2 damage to me.
Sacrifice him.
Put me down to 13.
2 triggers happen here, so they each get +1/+0.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, do I miss that toughness. Bump. So he becomes a 4/3, and he becomes a 4/3.
Okay.
Go to combat.
Go to combat.
I see some more flash now.
Swing in with both? In similar fashion, Travis, I'm gonna tap 4, flash out the Celestial Messenger, which is a 3/2 flyer. But now I'm in a situation where I can throw everything away and possibly kill both of your guys, or I can block one of your guys. However, do you have a response to that?
You haven't cleared block, so no, I have no response to that yet.
Okay. I am going to go ahead. I'm actually just going to put that in front of your flyer.
Okay. That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So damage goes through. I'm going to take 4, correct?
Yeah.
Putting me down to 9.
They'll trade.
They will trade.
And then I will pass to you.
Pass to me? Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and cast Riddlemaster Sphinx. It's a 5/5 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, I may return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. So I'm going to return that to your hand.
Fair enough.
I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in 3 by air.
That's a drop down to 15 for me and a big tempo sent back for a 5/5 flyer.
Yep. And I'll pass the turn to you now, sir.
Untap.
I love Peter.
Don't.
Don't bring Peter into this. I keep telling you, leave Peter out of this. Peter, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've told him a million times.
Pretty obvious I've missed a few land drops here. I guess I'll just tap 4 to replay my...
Okay.
Cool. Pass back to you.
Pass back to me? Okay.
What is this guy I drew?
I will play an island. I'm going to actually do this on my main phase. You can do it anytime, but I'm going to tap for 4. And I'm going to...
Draw a card?
Draw a card. Okay. I'm going to move to combat.
Yeah, you would.
I'm going to swing in for...
They all have flying too, eh?
Yeah, they all have flying, but I'm only going to swing in for 7.
Okay. I have no mana and no blocks, so
Okay.
I take 7, which drops me down to 8. And it's not looking good.
I'm then going to pay 2 and bring out the Waterkin Shaman. It's a 2/1, and whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control... Sorry, whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under my control, it gets +1/+1 at the end of turn. I will now pass the turn to you.
Come on, just give me 1 mountain. 1 mountain. All I need is 1 mountain.
Oh, for the love of... Don't you dare bring Peter into this.
I will leave Peter alone. I'll tap for...
Leave Peter alone!
For another Wildfire Elemental.
Hey.
I mean, I can't block, so I might at least try to force you to block or take 3. Because he can't block in
You're
flyers.
at 8, right?
I'm at 8, yeah.
Okay, I'm going... Well... You're tapped out?
I'm tapped out.
Okay, I'll just take the 3.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm down to 6.
Pass to you.
Pass to me?
Yeah.
Draw. Okay, normally I wouldn't do this, but just so we can do it in case it doesn't show up, I'm going to tap for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, just so we can see. Mu Yanling, Celestial Wind, Planeswalker, +1 until your next turn. Up to 1 target creature gets -5, -0. -3 is return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. -7 is creatures you control with flying get +5/+5 into the end turn. I know I don't have to do that, and I'm not doing it to rub it in. I'm just doing it in case she doesn't show up again. This way we get her out and we get to read off. So I'm going to move to combat without losing her ability. I'm just going to swing in for 8 by air.
That is exactly what you need.
Yeah.
I had 2 copies in my hand of Chandra's Flame of War, or Flame Wave, which would clear your board, because it deals 2 damage to player and each creature.
Mm-hmm.
1 mana off it for like 3 or 4 consecutive turns.
That card, the one game I came close to beating Steve,
yeah,
that card wrecked me. Absolutely wrecked me. It's the only of the M20 decks, Planeswalker decks. It's the only tutor card that is not a creature, and it's essentially a mini board wipe. Yeah. And when you're playing against a weenie style deck, yeah, or like this deck as well too. But I was playing like a weenie deck, and I had such a great board presence, and that gutted me. Absolutely gutted me.
I was still in trouble with a 5/5 flyer.
But it would have bought you a lot more time. So,
and it even triggers one of the 2 fire elementals, or both, because it deals 2 damage to the player first.
Yes, that's right too. Yeah. So no, that's heartbreaking. You were stuck on mine, whereas I honestly drew an island every single turn.
And there's the mountain.
Yeah, it's always the way. It's always it's still. This is the best 2 out of 3.
Yep.
So there's still a chance for Chandra to.
So close.
Don't call it a comeback. She's been here for years, but she could come back and win this whole thing. So we're going to get to that right now, and we're back in the second game of this match. Travis, neither of us mulligan, correct?
No.
Okay.
7 power cards.
7 powerful cards. And this is an interesting matchup because it is red versus blue, and it is they're like the opposite ends. Yeah.
R. Martin is over there writing a story about this exact match.
Just it won't be ready for a while yet, so just don't get your hopes up. But they're talking about making a TV series of it, and that'll be finished before the. Anyways, enough to talk about that. Travis, you lost the previous match. I'm not just saying that to rub it in. I'm saying it because you get to go first.
Felt like you're rubbing it. I will play a mountain without drawing a card and without playing anything. Passing to you.
Pass to me. Okay.
Don't put anything out on my shock.
Almost forgot to draw there. I will play an island and pass the turn to you.
Oh, what are you? I will play another mountain. Do nothing else but pass while I read this card. It's true.
End step, tap 1, and I'm going to cast the Spectral Sailor.
That is such a good card. Like,
I've
seen it in the standard a lot.
It's a really good card, to be honest. It's. I'm super thrilled about this card. Oh wow, this is probably going to seem like a really weird play. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to tap for 2, and I'm going to cast Winged Words right now, which may seem weird, but if you saw my hand, you'd know why. And I probably just eventually. So because this has flying, this is only going to cost 1 and 1 blue, and I get to draw 2 cards. So 1, 2. Okay, and that leaves me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in my hand. Move to combat. Swinging for 1.
No blockers. Drop to 19.
I will now pass the turn to you, sir.
Okay. Draw a card. Play a card as Drew. Tap 3 for we saw him last time. He or she. It is Chandra Spitfire. 1/3 flying elemental. It's not even a phoenix. It just looks like a phoenix. And if non-combat damage is dealt to a creature, gets +3/+0. No haste or nothing, so I pass back to you.
Okay. Untap. I'm going to play an island. I mean, it's shut down my attacker as well too, right? So that's
unless you're crazy, or like to really play those combat tricks in that mono blue Planeswalker deck.
I'm gonna pay 3 and bring out Warden of Evos Isle. So it's a 2/2 flying bird wizard, and creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. And I can't swing in. Well, I can swing in my 1/1, but that would be folly. So I'm just going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Tap, draw, play another card I just drew. I will tap for 4. Very familiar. Wildfire Elemental.
Nice.
And yeah, it pains me, but I obviously want to save up for being able to ding you and then attack. So I will once again just pass 2.
Pass to me.
Yep. Well, I think of my magical. Next turn. Magical.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to tap for 2 to play another Warden of Evos Isle because I get the discount from this other Warden. But now I've got a discount of 2.
Jeebus.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap this remaining blue, and I'm going to cast the Cloudkin Seer, which is a 2/1 flyer, which normally costs 2 and 1 blue, but it's only going to cost me 1 blue, and I'm going to draw a card. I'm then going to play an island, which I never got to do before.
So excited about it. Like never before in your life? Maybe just not this turn. Okay. Never before.
Up until this point, I hadn't been able to cast one. I will then pass the turn to you.
Okay. Tap. Draw. Play him out. Go to combat.
Okay.
Swing my boat.
No blocks.
No blocks. Okay. So I'm going to tap 4 to cast Chandra's Outrage. Because I'm just mad. It's an instant, which is weird. It just didn't feel like an instant, this spell, but I'm like, I double checked. So Chandra's Outrage deals 4 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 4 damage to one of these two dudes who are... I'm tempted to go for the card draw guy, but right now ramp is a little more scary with that many cards in your hand.
Okay, so one of the wardens is going to go to the graveyard. I'm going to take 2 immediately, which is going to double trigger.
Yeah, so this will become a 3/3, which then become a 4/3, and this will become a 4/3.
Okay.
So there's 8 damage going that way.
8 damage. So I'm down to 10.
You're down to 10.
That was quite a powerful round. That was 10 damage.
Pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay. I'm going to play an island. I will tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for 1 discount, bring out the Riddle Master Sphinx. When it enters the battlefield, I may return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. I'm going to turn that to your hand.
Okay. That's Sphinx, man. That's a tough beat.
I'll move to combat.
Okay.
I'll swing in for 5 by air.
Okay. I will drop to 14.
Okay. And I will pass the turn now to you.
Okay. Untap. Play him out. Tap for 3 to replay Chandra's Spitfire.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pass to you, unfortunately.
Pass to me?
Yeah, not very cool. Not good, sir.
Okay. Tap. Okay, for 2 and 1, because of the discount, because of the Warden, I'm going to cast Dungeon Geist. It's got flying, which is why it gets a discount. When it enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as I control Dungeon Geist. So I'm actually going to tap down your flyer.
Brutal.
So as long as the Geist is on the battlefield, that's not going to untap during your untap step.
Brutal.
I am then going to move to combat.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing in for... I'm going to swing in for 9. I'm going to hold back the Spectral Sailor.
Okay. To help stem some bleed, I'm going to spend 1 to attempt to shock that one.
The Warden? Yeah.
The Warden.
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 7.
Still down to 7.
And I lose my discount as well, too.
Yeah, but you still got my 1 dude tapped down essentially permanently.
I'm going to then tap 2 on my second main phase and bring out the Waterkin Shaman, which we saw before. So whenever a flyer enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+1 to end of turn. Pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untap. Draw.
Oh, that stays tapped, right?
Stays tapped. Yeah. So you have more than lethal on the board in the air.
Right now in air, I've got 3, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah. There's... Yeah. Like, it's funny how the magic number for me at best is 4 damage. So, I must at least attempt to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to play Chandra.
Oh, nice.
Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if I had her tutor card, I could wipe half your board. But last time I had 2 copies of it, no mana. This time I have more than enough mana to cast it, no copies of it. So I'm going to -2 her.
So what are her abilities?
Pardon me. 6 mana for a 4 loyalty Planeswalker. I can +1 her, and she deals 2 damage to any target. I can -2 her, and Chandra's Flame's Fury deals 4 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. So I'm going to minus her from 4 down to 2. She also has a -8 of she deals 10 damage to a target player and each creature that player controls.
Okay.
So I'm going down to 2, down to -2 to 2, to deal 4 damage to target creature and 2 to that creature's controller. So I'm going
Geists? Yeah.
Geist.
Yeah.
There's still no way I can win this.
No, because that unfortunately doesn't get to untap until your next untap step now.
But this will ding you for 2.
This will ding me for 2, so I am down to 8.
And that will tap or trigger that.
Yes.
And since I can't, well, I mean, I can block, but you still have lethal in there no matter what. Exactly.
Right now in air, I got 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. Yeah. So yeah.
So I'll just swing just to be a dick. But I mean, if I was able to do that before and could have untapped that.
But it's a 4/3 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will still take it.
I'm just gonna block just to be on the wickedly safe side.
Wickedly safe.
Yeah. So So I don't take anything there. These both trade. Not trade. No, sorry.
Yeah,
not
whoa.
trade. Yeah. If a flyer came out, then it would trade. But yeah.
But now he's got the obvious target. He's going to want to go for Chandra. I really faked him out with the left there. Pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay. So this untap, draw, and then move to combat.
Yeah.
And I'll swing in for the 7. Leaving this up just in case.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing that can respond to that.
So now you never had the experience of.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Of course. Last time you needed the land.
One land.
This time you needed the card, and both of them were on the top of the deck when you,
Yeah.
That's, yeah. I've had games like that as well, too. So, so now you've seen probably what I know you could tell, I could tell from the look in your eye that when I said this is the best blue Planeswalker deck they've ever created, you look skeptical. You were like, that seemed like a bold statement, sir.
No, because the tap down, the bounce, even a little goes a long way.
The Flash.
Yeah.
The Flash, which is also one of my favorite heroes.
Yeah.
But the Flash in this is crazy as well, too. The flying synergy, it took them however many years they've been doing the Planeswalker decks now, but they finally created a solid blue-based Planeswalker deck.
There was a blue-green Merfolk deck.
Yes, that up
Jace
until this point,
was
the first Jace one was.
But it wasn't very blue. It was very Simic.
Yeah, it was a tribal deck, right? And it's kind of hard to mess up a tribal deck a lot of the time. Yeah. So, but this is easily in my mind the best blue one they came out with. I for those of you who watch the Planeswalker deck overview / opening videos, I apologize because I was only able to get 2. They came out with 4 or 5 decks again for M20, and I fully intended to get all 5 of them out there. I got 2 of them out, and then I just never had a chance to produce the rest of them. I really, really wanted to. If for no other reason, I at the very least wanted to produce one for Yanling, because I may go back and do just hers, even though it's going to get no views at this point because it's been so long, but just to showcase that they finally got a blue one right. And
how many are in there in the spectral?
I think there's either 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's a 1/1 flyer with flash for 1 is great.
Yeah.
A card drawing mana sink.
Yeah, and you saw how it can work as well too. I had 5 mana up, so I was able to flash it out and draw a card at the end of your turn. So this is one where when I was playing against Steve, this hit the board, and Steve was like, okay. And then I started drawing so many cards off of it later in the game, and he finally was like, you know what? I'm wasting a removal spell on this, and I immediately was able to flash one out afterwards.
Well, I had the tough choice of between card draw and ramp.
Yes.
The guys that were, but you had 2 of them in play, I think, that one time.
Normally, I'd say the Spectral Sailor is usually the MVP once it hits the board mid to late game. But in this case, especially because early on, I thought I was going to be stuck on land. The Warden was, I 100% agree with you taking out the Warden, because it was giving a 2 discount. So, this, for example, would have only cost 4. At that point, as it was, it still got a discount I was able to get on turn 5. So no, I understand completely getting it. I thought the Warren was the best choice.
Yeah.
So and when you both times brought your flyer, one of the few flyers, well, you have some dragons and stuff in there.
Yeah,
but I was like, it should be simple against this deck until the dragons come out because my flyers can sneak in unimpeded. And then both times you bring your and it doesn't seem like much, but a 1/3 flyer against a deck that mostly has 2 power flyers is important. So
the big toughness sometimes, again, I will look at most of my red decks. I'm not looking for toughness, but when you're trying to hold off for a bit of to draw to some higher end spells against a flyer deck, having a 1/3 flyer is pretty nice because you can just hold up, block.
I was very, very curious who was going to win this matchup, because I honestly think of the we haven't played with Vivian's deck yet, so maybe I'll change my mind once I do. But of the 5 M20 decks, or the 4 M20 decks that we played, and there are some really nice ones this time. I think the only one I wasn't super crazy about was Johnny's wasn't maybe the best that it could have been. But Soren's I thought was really good. I was really curious which one of these ones would come out on top in this matchup, because I think Chandra's is a really good Planeswalker deck. Yeah. Once again, Planeswalker decks are looked at from us a different perspective than a Challenger deck, which the power level has been pumped up to make it somewhat competitive in the standard environment. But as far as Planeswalker decks go, this could have gone either way, and it would have gone either way. I think it could have gone very differently. In the first game, 1 more land. In this game, that was just 1 card before. 1 or 2 cards before. That would have made a huge difference. So,
razor thin in the end there.
but with that said, I gotta admit, I'm pretty happy that the blue deck advances again. Oh, one last thing. I'll do this plug. I keep meaning to do this at the beginning before people have actually turned off the video. But for those of you who are still watching, you probably already know about this because you're the hardcores and you stick around to the very end. And big shout out to all of you, and give yourself a pat on the back in the comment section if you'd like. The Token of the Month Club, where every month we come up with new exclusive tokens for Brain Pulp TV. Myself and my friend and fellow artist, Larda Souza. He does the wonderful character design and the line art. I do the colors on top. And we mail between 1 to 10 of these right to your door each and every month. I'm not sure when this video is coming out, but the token that's being mailed out in October is a Halloween-themed one. It is a 3/3 golem token with a bit of a pumpkin spice flavor to it.
Wow.
I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but my stomach just growled. Just like...
It wants a pumpkin spice latte.
Pumpkin spice. I don't even like pumpkin spice. I like pumpkin pie, but not pumpkin spice flavor stuff. Anyways, if you get a chance, it's done through Patreon, so you can check it out. It's just an extra thing that you can check out if you're interested in either tokens or supporting the channel in some other way. In no way is it mandatory at all. Just the fact that you guys watch and let people know about it and subscribe and do all that great stuff is more than enough support. But it's a little something extra if you guys want to check it out and see if it's something you'd be into. And there's some other fun stuff as well too, some digital wallpapers and anything else that I can sort of throw at you in between. So Token of the Month Club, check it out. And if it's your cup of tea, let me know. Okay, that's it. Spiel done. Travis, thank you again for giving up your valuable time and coming here to play some Magic with me and entertain the folks at home.
Ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing, he said.
And if you don't check Ed out on Twitter, you should check at Brainpulp out on Twitter.
Oh, yes. At Brainpulp TV is the Twitter handle.
Sometimes we get into it.
My personal Twitter account is at Geek Tragedy, based on an old webcomic I did back in the day. And a special shout out to anyone in the comments section who has actually read that back in the day, because you can't really find it anymore, but maybe one day it'll come back. Probably not, but maybe one day. Travis?
I do the Twitter thing, kind of like.
See you guys.